What's up, guys? Welcome to Meaty Glitch. My name is Cody, and welcome to another review from my house. Yes, that's right. I am not at the studio. Joel's been waiting for me to do this review for a while. I wasn't able to make it to the studio, so I'm just going to do it from my own office today. Today I'm going to review the game DeadCore. Now, DeadCore is a platform FPS developed by Grip Games. The game is a progressive platform game in which game mechanics are slowly introduced as needed. The FPS part of the game comes when you receive the only weapon in the game. You can then use that weapon to activate doors, activate platform thrusters, disable those thrusters, disable turrets, disable the fans, many different things. You'll use that weapon. Unlock doors, I think I already mentioned that, but you'll be able to do that with that weapon. That's really about it, and things that might attack you. The main objective of the game, obviously, based on the fact that it's a platform FPS, is to get through the many different obstacles that are between you and the end of the level. There are sub-objectives within the level, such as you want to quickly get through the level as quick as possible because there is a timer and everything's timed in this type of game. Also, there are collectibles that can be found throughout the game, and so collecting those are just kind of part of a sub-mission that you can do, a sub-objective, I guess you could say, to get through the level, but they're not needed to progress to the next level of the game. The game progresses more difficultly as you get to different levels, and that can cause some issues, so you just got to make sure you pay attention to the mechanics, kind of grind through it, because it's going to take some time to get used to the game mechanics, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the game itself has only 5 levels. I was surprised to see that it only had 5 levels, but within those 5 levels, I would say on average I was spending over 10 minutes on a level, and sometimes having to restart over and over and over again because I wasn't used to what I was going to be faced up against, and it took some getting used to, and so the game does feel somewhat long, but when I initially saw 5 levels, I was like, oh boy, here we go. From a graphics standpoint, this game looks really good. I thought the point of view, kind of the depth of view, was really good for a console game. There was a lot of detail within the objects, but there's just not a lot to it, so I guess that's why they can put a lot of graphical detail into the objects, as well as really enhance the field of view, which was cool, because they had the opportunity to do that, so they did that, and so I appreciate that. Now, with this game, there were some issues I ran across, and I want to just let you know on some of those issues. The first issue that I had was I didn't understand the positioning of the camera in relativeness to the body or entity with which you are, because I've played a lot of FPS shooters in my life, and the camera felt like it was a little bit too far forward than those other games. And so when jumping from platform to platform, it caused me an issue on gauging exactly where it was, and it caused me to fall quite often. And actually looking down didn't help you because there was nothing there to look at. Maybe they could have built in some legs or part of your body so that you could kind of gauge where you were compared to the platform. That really gave me an issue because it caused me to have to play slower and have to think between all of these jumps. Now, talking on jumps, I did have an issue with jumps that sometimes I felt like my jump wasn't reset. What I mean by that is I would do you have double jump in this game. You can do a double jump. So I would do a single jump, and then I would land on a platform and jump again, and it would give me the sound and the effect of the second of my double jumps, even though I had just landed. And as you know, with double jumps, the first jump's always higher than the second jump, and so that would cause me to fall off. Also being said, if I double jumped off a platform, sometimes I would land and go to jump again, and there was no jump. It was so infrequent, though. It was like a bug, and I couldn't tell what it was. I didn't know if maybe there's a delay timer between jumps that you could do, because the jump sounds like a thruster, so maybe it has to cool down. But there was no indicator on the HUD to tell you that that was the case. So that really caused me some issues sometimes, and It might have been in the same areas every time, so it might be just in those areas there's kind of a bug, but it was frustrating at times. The last thing I would say that I had some issues with, and maybe it's not really an issue, but something that I just kind of found was weird, was as they introduce to you new mechanics, they have these areas on the screen where there's these words, and it's very cryptic in what they're saying and what they want you to do. It got to the point where sometimes I was having to stop and read all the words and then try and figure out what it's telling me. To the point where sometimes I'd just run right past it because I knew I'd be spending more time trying to figure out what it was saying or what kind of clue it was giving me instead of just telling me what I needed to do. I don't know if that's how they helped keep the game, have you learn things and use your brain a little bit more, but that caused me some issues, and so that was just something I wanted to mention in here. DeadCore is a game for people who like the platform FPS style. There's no doubt about it. It's kind of short in the sense that, like I said, there are only 5 levels. The replayability is very low in my opinion. Nothing is thrown at you different from level to level, so the only benefit to replaying this game, in my opinion, is the fact that you can increase your time or collect those little objects. But there's not a bunch of objects, and there's like 5 or 6 per level, and so again, replayability, in my opinion, is really low. Now what they do have is they have a global leaderboard that allows you to compare your times on the levels compared to other people. But some of those times are just flat out ridiculous, and I have no idea how they got those times. I feel like I'm flying through this level and they're doing it in seconds while I'm doing it in minutes. It just makes no sense to me. I can't fathom how they were able to do it in seconds. And so part of me thinks, are those leaderboards legit, or do I just suck at this game? So that's that. Lastly, I would say that DeadCore retails at $7.99 on PlayStation Store as of this review. If you are a platform FPS style person, pick it up. I would say it wouldn't take you a bunch of time, but $8 is not a large investment. There's some cool things about it, and if it's your style of game, why not pick it up? If it's not your style of game or you've never played that game before, I would hold on and wait. I have a good feeling that this game potentially could be a free PS Plus game of the month coming up sometime at some point, and I would say snag it then. That'll give you a chance to take a look at this game, review it, or play it, review it. I'm the one reviewing. Play it and see what you think, and maybe by then they'll have more levels in the game, and so the value of the game will go up. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell next to the subscribe button, and you'll be notified anytime we upload a video, anytime we start a stream, so that's really cool to do. Leave a like if you don't mind, if you did like the video. If you didn't, or you just want to talk, throw a comment in the bottom in the comments section. If you played this game, let me know what your thoughts are. If FPS platform games are your thing, just put a heck yeah at the bottom. Whatever, guys. Just leave us some comments because we know we're getting feedback and we love getting feedback. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.